Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Johnny Beane. It's January 24th, 2023, 8:06 p.m. Eastern, 5:06 Pacific, out here in Santa Cruz, California. Today is the anniversary of the album Balance. So we'll be talking about the record, the songs, the tour, merchandise, in the chat. Let us know your memories of that album. And we are doing a giveaway. Actually, we were going to do one giveaway, but I have a couple different things here, so we may be doing a couple different giveaways. So make sure you say hi to your neighbor in the chat, because that's how you get entered. You must be subscribed to the channel, and you must say hello to your friends in the chat. So let's start the show. Here we go. Exclusively Van Halen.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Beane TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Not a bad song. Yes, Balance. Hey. Whoa, Michael Piper.
Hey.
What are you doing, man? Dude, it's great to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. A couple weeks, few weeks, couple months. I don't know.
A few weeks, yeah. Good to be back.
Great to see you, man. All the way from Kentucky.
Kentucky, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right on,
Middle
dude.
of nowhere.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Dudes, we got Kentucky. We got Zimm's. I think he's busy making a sale right now. He's in Mesa, Arizona. Zimm's Guitars, and I am Johnny Beane. I'm in Santa Cruz, California. And hey, if this is your first time here, if you like guitars, if you like Van Halen, especially on Tuesdays, this is the place you want to be. So you want to smash that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up. And again, we're doing I had promoted this already recently. You guys know I went down to Hollywood, and I was hanging out with Steve Rosen and Neil Zlozower at the Steve Rosen Book Soup event. You guys know I got a few of these signed by Steve Rosen and Neil Zlozower. So we'll be giving this away. We already gave one away. We're going to give another one away. But since today is the anniversary of Balance, I may have something Balance related to give away as well. So we'll look at that also. But here's Dane Zimmerman, you guys.
Oh, shocking. I hope I didn't scare anybody just like that.
What's up, man?
Sorry if I scared you guys that close up.
Oh, no. No, we're not scared. We're very, very happy. Great to see you, Dane. How is everything?
Awesome. Yeah, everything's doing really good. Sold some guitars today.
Uh-huh.
And made some deals, and it was fun making that Badlands guitar video.
I saw that. Right on.
Yeah, so things have been fun. My channel hit the big 10,000 subscribers.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations,
Sweet.
man.
Yeah, so YouTube sent me a little email that said, "Congratulations, share this on Twitter," and I'm like, I don't do anything on Twitter.
Oh, well, I'm on Twitter, and when I hit the big 10,000, I will tweet out that I have hit the 10,000 as well.
Share your success on Twitter.
You know. So the thing with the hitting the 10,000 mark on YouTube, I don't know if you've noticed it yet, but what I heard is it unlocks the story feature. So like on Instagram, how you have stories that disappear after 24 hours?
Uh-huh.
YouTube has a version of that as well, but you have to have the 10K to unlock that. Have you tried that? Have you noticed it?
No. But I'll email you tomorrow and we can work through it together. Try to figure it out.
Okay. Right
Oh
on.
yeah, Johnny, what were we talking about?
Who is
'Cause I
this?
remember
How'd you get this
telling me
number?
that a month ago. You were like, yeah, it unlocks it. And I'm like, what? So
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. And I'm excited for, if that ever if I ever hit the 10K, please. I'll love to use that feature because you guys know I'm all over the place. I mean, everywhere there is, I am. I'm on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, IMDb. I mean, pretty much everywhere.
So it unlocks the story on
YouTube.
Explain it to me again. On YouTube.
On YouTube.
So
okay, so on YouTube.
One of your shorts that you put up.
Okay.
Okay.
See, okay. Okay, so here on YouTube, which by the way,
now we're talking about Johnny Shorts.
We're live. We're live. I don't even wear shorts. We're live on YouTube right now. And what happens is when you hit the 10K, like Dane Zimmerman just did, that unlocks what's called the stories feature. Okay, so on Instagram, you look at the top of your phone and you see the little circles, and you can click on one, and it shows somebody's like post, and it's only there for like 24 hours, and it disappears. Okay. YouTube has a version of that, but to get that, you have to hit 10,000 subscribers.
So I can do a little 24-hour.
So you can post a video on YouTube that expires after 24 hours.
And what would be the benefits of doing that?
I mean, mainly, for a business, for you, it could be like, if you're having a sale tomorrow or like a one-day only thing, hey, 25% off, blah, whatever.
Okay.
So you post that the day before and say, hey, tomorrow this is going on, for a business.
Or if somebody's buying a guitar, I could do a little 15-second video of the guitar going, goodbye, Ibanez, whatever. And,
the guitar waving, crying.
It'll be on there and the guy can be, I'll kiss it goodbye, hand it off to the guy, and out the door he goes.
You could do that. Exactly. Exactly.
And then all my guys that come in here will be like, dang, I wanted to buy that one. Because I get that all the time where guys come in and they're like, hey, man, you still got that whatever hanging? It was hanging over here. And I'm like, no, man, that thing sold. And they're extremely disappointed.
Oh, my gosh.
And I love when that happens. I love disappointing people when they don't pull the trigger on a guitar.
Man, you got all the keywords today.
And then they come in later wanting it, and it's gone, and I'm just giggling.
Yeah. So anyway, big congratulations, Dane, on hitting 10,000 subscribers.
Thank you so much.
On YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So check him out. His link should be in the chat over there. I think Nightbot has a link for your channel. I think is it Dane? Might be Dane.
What put me over the edge was the two videos that Pete from Swiss Picks brought in the guy from Wasp, those two, Randy Piper and Chris Holmes. He brought those guitars in. We did a little video, and both of those guitars got like 50,000 views or something in the same month. And so because of that month, and I ended up getting like 180,000 views, like in the month of maybe it was November or something like that. And with those two videos, another like 200 subscribers joined in.
Oh,
so,
cool.
And if it wasn't for those two videos, I'd still be sitting where I was at. Hold on, I got to get this. I'm sorry.
Hello. You wanted that Ibanez?
Hello? Laz, what are you doing?
Laz?
I'm driving the Franken van right now, but not to your place. I'm just driving home.
Okay.
I just thought I'd call and say I didn't renege on my purchase there when I was there, right? I came through, right?
You have the Friedman. Yeah. You still have it. I see it hanging on your wall.
I love that guitar. That thing is killer.
It really is.
Yeah. Hey, I called for a specific reason because I know you often have all kinds of pieces and parts of stuff, right?
Okay. Are you looking for something for your Fernandez?
No, the Fernandez has everything it needs. It just needs
Like glue
my
and
time
tape?
attention.
Okay.
As Ryan keeps reminding me, I need to put it together before the next show, or he's going to have a conniption.
Okay.
But what I'm calling about is, I don't know if you're aware, but I bought a bunch of certified Fender parts for a Jeff Beck custom shop build.
Great, Jeff Beck.
Yeah, I bought an all parts neck, and it's not the proper one that has the truss rod adjustment at the top. It's got the old school at the heel kind of adjustment.
Yes.
And I'm probably going to still keep that neck and use it because it's a really nice neck, and it was fairly inexpensive, and it's a lefty headstock neck, which is kind of like his
inverted.
Not so well-known one, but he often uses in concert.
Okay.
But here's the thing. It has an old-style Wilkinson nut, those fat ones. You know what I mean? Those thicker Wilkinson nuts.
Okay.
And I'm finding them online for like $70, $80 a piece, and I'm wondering if you might have one.
Send me a photo of the guitar, really up close, and I'll do my best to search for you.
All right, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay,
otherwise, there's one on eBay for $75, and that's the one thing that's going to be holding up.
That seems expensive to me. Yeah.
Yeah, because the LSR roller nuts you can get from Fender are like $30. You know.
I think I have one of those laying around.
Everyone has those.
Okay.
Those are like dime a dozen. But then it wouldn't be an accurate tribute to the Beck model, and that's why I want the Wilkinson one. Anyway, I'll send you a picture right now.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Laz.
Say hi to everybody.
They're well aware that you're
hi, Laz.
Right now. Yeah, they're watching.
Well, I could have called Johnny, but I thought it'd be way more fun to call you.
It always is.
Yeah, right on, dude. I can't wait to see you this NAMM.
NAMM show.
Yeah, NAMM show, whiskey, all that stuff, man.
That's right. I'll be there all weekend.
I'll be watching you up on stage again. And this time I'm going to do a much better video representation of your performance. So can I see your face?
Yeah. Going live out of the whiskey doesn't usually work, huh?
It did not work.
We learned. I know now not to do that.
Yep. We learned, I think.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Rock on, dude.
Bye-bye.
Back to the show. Later.
Okay. Back to the show.
Wow.
Laz, everybody. Laz.
Music therapy, Laz. Him and I were hanging out at Guitar Center last night.
Always wanting to do things with guitars.
Mm-hmm. Except play them. Just kidding, Laz.
He doesn't play them very often.
He's a drummer. Did you guys see the video? We were live at Guitar Center last night, and he was playing the drums.
I missed that part of it. I'll have to go back and watch it in replay because when I went on last night, you guys were already driving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had left. Yep. All right. Well, hey, you guys. What do we normally do? You guys, we have channel membership here on Johnny Beane TV, and we like to say hello to the top tier of the channel members. And I haven't played this one in a while. Become a channel member. You get your name in green in the chat. You get special emojis only you can use. You get all kinds of exclusive content behind the scenes only for you as a channel member. And the top tier, you get your names read at the top of every show. Currently they are the executive producers, and they are Stephen Franklin, Michael Smith, Music Therapy Laz, they are Laz, Majestic PB and J Cat, Thomas Santiago, Guitarman 45, Sherman Callahan, Thomas Santiago, John Moronic, R. Habs, David Allen Wright, Warlag, Michael B. Live, and we also have our newest channel members, and you guys get your names read at the top of the show, top of the show as well. And they are Patty Dill, Anthony Barrico, Alex Radford, Conspiracy Music, The Official, Rob Blackmore, Robbie Stingle, Six Fingered Assault, Sean Shreds, Kurt Rocks, Matt's Tube of You, Amanda Peters, CC, OE812, and Janice Lala. You guys, thank you for your continued support for this channel and these shows. I mean, you guys are just awesome. All of you, everybody that's watching this, a round of thumbs ups, if that makes sense, for everybody. Thank you so much for watching these shows. So let's see. Well, let's get into it, you guys. Today is the anniversary of the Van Halen album Balance. Let's see, what number album is that? Actually, you know, a lot of fans are always like, I like the classic 6-pack, you know, which is obviously Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, Women, Children First, Diver Down.
Fair Warning.
Oh wait, Fair Warning, Diver Down, 84. So that's 6. 5150, 0812, and then technically, I guess, Carnal Knowledge, and then Balance.
Yes.
And then Balance.
Technically,
so
although studio album, because there was a live album before that called Right Here, Right Now, and then after Balance, there was a Greatest Hits, which is the shirt that you're wearing, Dane. That's the that's the Greatest Hits shirt right there.
Yeah. And my nipples are...
Yeah.
Stupid.
So it was what, the 10th?
I love that Greatest Hits album.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a song off the Greatest Hits. They had a song for this movie called Twister. And it was called Humans Beane. And a lot of fans were really excited when they heard that, because that came out before Sammy left or was kicked out or whatever the story is.
Yeah,
that was like
right there. Yeah,
that was like the next, like Van Hagar, you know, next level.
Yeah,
and then after that, it was just done. It was just gone, and the band started over with Gary Sharon. But before the song
Sharon
off,
would have been their 11th studio album.
Yes.
And then A Different Kind of Truth would be their 12th studio album.
And then Tokyo, live at Tokyo.
Right.
Yeah, Tokyo Dome.
Up with 2 live albums.
So there's been two official live records and the Greatest Hits. But
Best of both worlds' greatest hits. Yeah.
Best of both worlds. Great. Okay, so two greatest hits. But Balance really was like next level for Van Hagar, because when 5150 came out, you know, it was more pop, and then 0812 was still pop but more kind of rock. Carnal Knowledge was like really started to rock, and then by the time Balance came out, I mean, it was pretty rock and pretty dark record as well. It was almost like Van Hagar's version of like Fair Warning, I think.
Yeah, and the album cover is kind of creepy.
There it is.
That was like, wow. It doesn't look like party rock right there, does it?
No.
Yeah, and actually, there's actually 2 different versions of the album cover. Now that you mentioned that, Dane, there was the U.S. release, which was like that one, and then there was a release in Japan that just had the one kid, the one on the right.
Really?
The one on the left wasn't there. Yeah.
The one crying wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there. He had cried himself to sleep, I think. But very, very. I thought, very. I mean, the production was just amazing. I mean, the songs, which we'll get into. We'll talk about each song. And again, you guys in the chat watching us, let us know in the chat your favorite songs off the album, your memories of buying the record. But let's see, Michael Piper.
Yes.
When you first bought that record, did you buy it the day it came out?
The day.
The day. So
went down. Yeah.
So 28 years ago today. Is it 28 or 38? Which is it? I forgot.
28.
Oh,
right? Did you say 28?
20. We're all thinking now.
It came out in 95.
Yeah.
05 would be 10. 15 would be 20. Yeah, 28.
28.
Yeah.
28 years
Okay.
ago.
Okay. And by the way, we're getting text messages.
Remember, because like I said earlier, that's how old I am. So that's why that's easy for me to remember.
You're 28. So that's the Japanese release.
Oh, no way.
Right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the only difference with the release from Japan was it had a bonus track called Crossing Over.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Which Eddie had used a Kramer Ripley again.
Oh.
For that album.
No way.
And it's a we'll get to it. Once we start talking about the songs, we'll get to that one because that's like the last one. So Michael Piper. So when you bought the album 28 years ago today, what did you think?
I mean, the opening, I mean, not to start talking about the songs, but the opening song, Seventh Seal, I mean, the monks, and then just boom. I mean, Eddie's guitar sounded like it was that freaking wide when it hit, I was like, my God. I went down, I think I went at lunch or mid-morning whenever the little Sam Goody opened, run down there and got it, brought it back to the shop, and made Dad listen to it all the way home because we rode together to work, so I made him listen to it all the way home. But I love it. It's one of my top favorite, if not my favorite, Van Halen album. Just the sound. I'm telling you, the sound of it. The songs are good, but just, which it's all about Eddie anyways, but his guitar sound on that freaking album is just monstrous, I think. One of his best sounds. Aside from Van Halen 1, yes, but...
And was that the 5150 amp that he was playing through on that one?
Uh-huh, yep.
Or a Soldano, or what?
Yeah, I think that's when he first... Yeah, well, no, that was 5150 there, but that's when I think he really started with which I think for Unlawful Chronology, he did it or touched on it, but that was when he started, the wet, dry, wet rig, with the harmonizers and everything, just spacing, making it sound like
his guitar had two chords coming out of it. He had this big, long thing coming out of his guitar, two chords taped together and everything. Was that the album he was doing that?
That was, I mean, if you want to get really technical,
wasn't that Van Halen 3?
Technically, he would have the chords hanging out of the guitar. Well, yeah, live, I think it would have been After Balance. It would have been Van Halen 3. He went back to using a cable instead of using a wireless. So there was that, but also for certain songs, which actually started for on Balance. There was a song called "Can't Stop Loving You," which was one of the singles, and he would use a Wolfgang guitar that had a piezo pickup in it, so it gave it an acoustic sound. So that's when you would see the two different cables hanging out of the guitar. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On the Balance tour. Anyway, that's right.
Cool.
That's right. But
he was still Ernie Ball on this one, right? Yeah.
He was Ernie Ball going over to Peavey. He was switching to Peavey.
Yeah, because the video for Not Enough, he had the prototype Wolfgang.
Yeah, the Peavey Yeah.
And when they played on David Letterman with that song, he was playing it too. Okay, yeah.
Yep. And we had actually talked, if you guys, after this, watch another video, we had talked to Jim decola of Gibson, which, by the way, I'll be at Gibson in a week.
Nice.
But Jim decola was with Peavey at the time, and he designed the Peavey Wolfgang. So he told us all different kinds of stuff as far as that. So if you guys want to bookmark this link right here, check out that show later on, and we talk all about the Peavey Wolfgangs, and that really goes into like the Balance era, the tone and the live setup and all that.
Cool.
So, but let me see. So Zimms, what's your memory of this record?
I just remember the radio hits that they played. I didn't go out and buy this one. The last one that I actually went to, I went to Zia Records right here in Phoenix and bought A Different Kind of Truth the day that album came out. because I'm older, and I was the David Lee Roth fanboy, Van Halen years, you know. And even though I enjoyed, all the Hagar stuff, I definitely, when it would play on rock radio here in town, we have KUPD that would play it, and we actually had there was actually 3 rock radio stations in Phoenix that would play that stuff, and so. Yeah, I paid attention to it, and I would give it, because again, they're my favorite band of all time. I would definitely give it a listen, but I never did buy the record. So I only really honestly know the radio hits.
Okay. So then Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. That was the first song. You possibly know Can't Stop Loving You.
Sure.
That was a single. And then there
was that was a hit song with the video.
That was the video where they were playing up on the top of a roof.
No,
Eddie had a piano.
That was Not Enough.
Oh, that was Not Enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's another one.
They were in an abandoned house or something, wasn't it?
They were in a house with a lady feeding a monkey. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Now I'm remembering things.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right, Michael. Thank you so much.
So that record had 3 radio hits and 2 videos.
3 videos. Can't Stop
videos.
Loving You, Don't Tell Me, and Not Enough. Yeah, 3.
And Amsterdam.
They had one for Amsterdam?
They had a video for Amsterdam, but it was banned on MTV because it had prostitutes in it.
Oh, no way.
So the only way you could see that music video was if you went and saw them live. They'd have the big Jumbotron behind them, and while they played that song live, they would play the music video behind them.
No way.
And I went to the 96 show, Van Halen show, when Alice in Chains opened up for them, and I think that was 96. So I'm pretty sure I saw that tour.
Okay. No, that was 91.
What?
With the Alice in Chains, yeah.
Yeah, because it was Alice in Chains and Baby Animals, right? Yeah. That's when I seen them. Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm way off.
Are you not 28? Are you 29? Are you lying?
You just said you were 29.
We're like 69.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, but so I went to the 91 show. Okay, 96. When was the Sam and Dave show? What year was that?
02.
I went to that one too. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Again, you guys in the chat, tell us your memories of Balance, when you bought it, favorite songs. I don't know how this happened, but starting with Carnal Knowledge, the album, the tour that you had seen, they would have. Well, actually, would they do that? I think Carnal Knowledge was the first time they started doing this. They would have these album premiere parties on the radio, where they would actually play each track off the record live on the radio, like the day before the album comes out. And they would do it from either, actually during Carnal Knowledge, they did it from 5150 with the band talking in between each song. And then for Balance, they did an album network premiere from England with the band. So I got to hear the whole record like the 23rd or whatever that is, like the day before. And you pretty much get to hear every song. Almost every song. So for a couple of those records, I would show up at the record shop and I had already heard like most of the songs, but I still buy them, of course.
Rob Blackmore has an interesting comment.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, where is that?
Rob Blackmore official.
The official Rob Blackmore? I'm looking. I don't know. I see a lot of comments.
They also played the Molson Amphitheater in Toronto that they made a pay-per-view event out of a 2-night stand.
Yes. Yep, that's true.
Did you see that on pay-per-view?
Yeah. I paid for it. I bought it.
Oh,
I remember walking down to the little cable office or whatever, and you had to rent this little black box, and you had to bring it home. You had to hook it up to your TV, and if you were like me, you'd have to figure out how to hook up a VCR in the middle of that too, so you could tape the thing.
Oh yeah.
So I do remember watching that, and you got to have that little black box for like a weekend. So there was like the first night you watched it, and then I think the next night here's another thing. They had another like live thing on the radio where they actually they simulcast that Molson Amphitheater show on the radio with Edward and Alex talking in between each song, like live. They were listening to it live with you. So I remember hearing that and taping. I've got all this stuff on cassette, which I'm gonna have to find. I'm gonna have to find this stuff for you guys, but anyway, so yeah, there was that, and that was a great show. That was like,
That's cool.
That was like, what do you call it? Live Without a Net, volume 2 or something, because it was just another great Van Hagar live concert.
Cool.
Can you YouTube that nowadays?
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You can watch it, and I remember when MTV actually they had the show, was it Live at the 10 Spot or something? They actually played most of Van Halen's first show from the Balance Tour. It was from Pensacola, Florida. And the Jon Stewart, eventually from The Daily Show, he introduced the band. Because he had been hanging out with them, because he had his own show at the time called the Jon Stewart Show.
And they were
on there twice. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But around this era, they were on there. Yeah.
Exactly this era. Yeah. Edward and Sammy were on there by themselves as guests, and then the whole band was on there, and they played a couple songs. They played what did they in the chat? What did they play? What did they play?
Couldn't tell you.
I know they played "Can't Stop Loving You" at the end during the credits. I remember that, but the main song that they played on Jon Stewart's show, I want to say somebody's going to tell us what it was, but anyway. I remember watching all that stuff and taping all that. I've got piles and boxes of VHS tapes and cassette tapes of taping all this stuff. Holly Lewis says Amsterdam. Thank you, Holly.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
And it was around this time, this era here, that MTV had another show. I don't think it was called The Real World. Maybe it was The Real World or something. But the people that were on that show went and played roadie with them for a day.
Yeah, that was called Road
that?
Rules. That was called Road Rules.
Okay. Yeah.
And the kids got to basically. Well, I don't think they actually let them touch anything. They just got to hang out.
The one little blonde-headed girl got to play Eddie's guitar. She got to hit an A chord on it. I remember.
On stage.
On stage,
on the stage,
well, during like sound check, his tech or something put the guitar over her and then showed her the A chord and let her hit an A chord on it. Yeah,
right. That's cool.
I remember that plain as day.
R2, thank you so much. Right Now was used for Crystal Pepsi advertising. That's right, and that's the only reason I ever tried Crystal Pepsi. It was because of the commercials for that. It was awesome.
Yeah, I remember trying Crystal. I remember trying Crystal Pepsi.
I don't think I ever did. Yeah, no.
It was just weird because it was clear. It tasted like Pepsi, but it was clear.
But it was clear, so it's just wrong.
So it's just like,
There's
wait,
just something...
this doesn't seem right. Yeah,
because it's not refreshing. It's like it looks like Sprite, which is refreshing, or even this stuff, Waterloo, which is clear. But then you drink it, and it's like it tastes like Pepsi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something weird about it just didn't seem right.
Huh.
Just kind of weird. Yeah, Yeah, Road Rules, man. That was a cool. That was an
Okay.
MTV show. That was again that was promotion. They did a lot of promoting for this record, man.
Were they in Fort Wayne, Indiana on that? Yeah, it was Fort Wayne, Indiana. Was where they were at when they. Yeah. Why the hell am I remembering all this now? I don't know.
I have no idea.
But yeah. Because they got to meet them, and then they were like up in a balcony or something, watching them when they actually played. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say it was Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Probably was. Yeah, Road Rules. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put links. I'll put links to a lot of this stuff in the description below, and you guys can check out some of this stuff. Yeah. But dudes, yeah, balance. I remember really quickly. I remember riding in the car one day, and I turned the radio on, and it was like the very end of Don't Tell Me. So the very first time I heard it, I heard the ending of the song. So, at the time, I didn't know what it was. But when I heard those vocals, when I heard Michael Anthony's background vocals in that, I'm like, this is Van Halen. What is this? This is brand new. And then so I heard that. I heard that. And then, like I said, they would do this this album premiere thing, so I was able to hear that. But that reminds me, I got so much stuff to show you guys. That reminds me. Let me see. I've told you here. I've told you guys about this stuff for years now. I'm actually going to show you guys some of this stuff. There was this record shop in Mill Valley, California that I used to go to. I used to shop there on Sundays. It was like the world's greatest record store. I mean, it was just nothing but albums. I mean, CDs, vinyl. I mean, they had this room full of magazines, and I used to go back there and just dig. It was all old rock magazines, like Cream, Circus, Hit Parader, like everything you could imagine from the 60s, 70s, 80s. And this was up until like the mid 90s that I would go there. So it was mostly like, 70s, 80s stuff. And anyway, Sammy Hagar used to shop there. So a couple times I'd be in there, and the owner of the store, it was called Village Music. His name was John. He knew I was this huge Van Halen fan, and I was in there looking for Van Halen stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But the times that Sammy would come in there when I was in there, he wouldn't tell me. So I'd be in the back digging through stuff. Sammy would come in, shop around, then leave. Then the guy would tell me later, "Oh, Sammy was just here. You just missed him." So he would actually give me stuff. Like, I'll show you guys this. This is something the owner actually gave me. This is a magazine, Guitar Player, with Edward and Sammy, 87. This is when they were being interviewed, actually by my cousin, Jazz Obrecht. They were being interviewed for Sammy's solo record. But so it's signed, "Don't Try This at Home, Sammy Hagar, Red Rocker."
Cool.
So this is something that was a gift that was given to me. This was just given to me. Maybe it was signed to me. I don't know. The owner would be like, I'd be going to leave, be like, "Here, this is for you." And he would give this to me, right? So he gave me this. And then also, right before Balance came out, Sammy actually went to the record store, and he dropped off a whole bunch of promotional items to promote the album. So this is something that John gave me the next time I was in there. I've told you guys about this for years, And look at it. So yeah, available January 24th. There you go. This is something that they would stick in the window of like record shops. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So John gave me this. He's like, "Here, here, Sammy just dropped this off. This is for you." And there it's signed Sammy Hagar 95.
Cool.
Right there. But wait, there's more. Well, wait, there's more. eBay. I've got a window this can fit right in, man. Yeah. Right there. Watch this. Okay, so this is really cool. This is really cool. Okay, so this was before the record came out. Actually, no, this is right when the album was coming out because Sammy hand delivered all the copies of Balance to this little shop, the cassettes, the vinyls. So when I went over there and bought like vinyl and cassette and everything, it was actually from Sammy himself. Sammy dropped the stuff off. So anyway, the owner gave me that album flat. And again, this is when the album was just coming out, right? He also gave me these. He also handed me these. This is a Red Rocker.
Hashtag win.
Hashtag win. Well, one of these days. Yeah. There we go. So he gave me this, and look what it says on it.
Balance.
Yeah.
Balance. And this is before the tour. This is before the tour even. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So he handed me that one, and he also handed me this one. Right
Cool.
there. And this is Michael Anthony. So never used, but from Sammy Hagar himself.
Oh no, we've got a whole bunch of guys hashtagging win.
Maybe one of these days. The thing is, you got to be even to win anything, you have to be subscribed to this channel. So if we plan to hit 10,000 subscribers like Dane has done. So at some point,
feeling that trip to out to Gibson might just do that for you. Get some good video content out while you're out there. That might just put you over the edge.
it might.
Yeah.
It might. We're planning it actually. I'm actually planning to meet with Gibson and Kramer and to do a bunch of video content there. So
Cool.
So maybe that will happen. Well, no, that will happen for sure. But, I mean, who knows? I mean, I've had this stuff since 95. You know, it's old. You know, nobody wants this stuff. So, I don't know. Subscribe to the channel. Watch these shows. Tune in to these shows Tuesdays. Maybe one of these Tuesdays. Maybe. Okay. So, whoops. Yeah. So anyway, so I got this stuff to show, but yeah, as far as my story with Balance, I remember riding in the car, hearing "Don't Tell Me," like the ending of it, and being like, "Wait, this sounds familiar." You know, my Van Halen senses went off, and I'm like, "Wait, that's Van Halen. What is that?" You know. And then I heard it, and then I guess I can't remember if the video came out. Yeah, I guess the video came out first. I guess I want to say it was New Year's Eve '95.
Dude, I was just going to ask that.
Yes,
they premiered that video on MTV, didn't they?
Yes, at midnight. Yes. Yep.
I remember watching it. Yes.
I was there. We were there.
Yep. Yes, we were there.
We were there watching that. Yeah. And then it had the story about the kid going to prison or whatever. And then that next video, Can't Stop Loving You, continued that story with the guy getting out of prison.
With the one guy, yeah. Uh-huh.
But I never really understood any of that. Did you understand the story of those videos?
No, never really thought about it, really.
Have to watch them. Have to go back and watch.
I do remember the one guy being featured, you know, from that one to that one. Yeah, meeting up with his girlfriend, getting
because he ends up in prison and Don't Tell Me, but then by Can't Stop Loving You, he's out of prison.
Yeah.
Or no, was that it? Can't Stop Loving You? Was that it? The one with the lady feeding the monkey?
Yeah.
And how did that relate
maybe his
that?
girlfriend was 16 at the time. He went to jail a few years.
I don't know. Well, she'd be in her 60s now.
The next video.
Yeah, because the Not Enough was on the top of the building, and then it was like the girl in like a train station or like an airplane, you know, looking. There's people like sitting. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I can picture it though, but the girl's like writing stuff on a piece of paper and showing it to a screen, almost like a early version of FaceTime, almost like, you know. She's like writing
wow.
stuff. And
there was like cameras and stuff. There was cameras going off and
yeah. On Not Enough, the video for Not Enough. Yeah.
Videos. MTV. You guys. MTV was pretty cool at one time.
At one time. It pretty much died after that.
Yeah.
After 95, you know.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've been watching Tulsa King, and that's actually an MTV production.
No way. The Sylvester Stallone? Cool.
Yeah. So MTV is still producing, you know, programs like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they were huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, and I remember this too. I remember going to Nashville, and I went in Grun Guitars, and there was like a guy's desk sitting there, and this magazine was laying on the table. Oh, and I'm like, who is that? And then I just happened to turn around and look, and it said, because I seen the Van Halen, I was like, who is that? And then it dawned on me, that is Eddie. I was like, oh my God.
Well, because Van Halen gets serious.
Yeah. I was like, my God, that's Eddie.
The party's over. It's time to go to work.
But I mean, I guess they got it early, or, you know, because it was laying, like I said, I went in Grun Guitars in Nashville, and that was laying on a guy's desk. And I was like, what in the world? Who is that? You know,
Nashville.
It's Eddie.
I'm going to have to check that place out. Yeah,
it's all vintage. If it's still there, it's all vintage guitars.
I went through there summer of 2020. So just 2 years ago, I went through Gruen's.
Oh, okay. It's downtown off Broadway.
Right across the street from Carter's. And there's also Rumble Seat Guitars is like right there. They're all on the same block.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't even find the story in here.
You know, I remember the first time hearing Yankee Rose, and you know how you're like, hey, I hear Van Halen. First time I heard Yankee Rose, I didn't know, nobody, the DJ wasn't like, here's the first new David Lee Roth thing. I just heard that voice, and I'm like, what? There's a new band that sounds like Roth, you know, and they're kicking in, she's a vision from coast to coast, and it's like, wait a minute. Roth has a new album.
Yeah, and did the video for that, and I was like, wait a minute, that's the guy from Crossroads. That's the guy that played the guitar at the end of Crossroads, you know. It's like, I didn't know, you know, Steve Vai's actual name at that point, you know, but.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Cut and dry.
Yeah. Does yours have the poster?
No, I probably tore mine out.
I'm looking for mine. I think I tore mine out too.
I think we talked about this before, trying to figure out what the poster was that was in this.
So they did this record, and then they did the Twister soundtrack, or they did one song for the Twister. And then
technically they did two songs for Twister.
Yeah, Eddie did an instrumental, Respect the Wind. Yeah.
Oh. And then they got new management, and the whole band went to hell.
Yep.
According to Sammy, they got new management. The new management didn't really like Sammy.
I tried to find that one. I couldn't find it in the 5 minutes I had.
Oh man. Yeah, this one's cool too.
Yeah.
Man, this was back when magazines were actually pretty like big.
Yeah,
like that's pretty thick for a guitar magazine now.
Yeah, they had a lot of ad revenue and stuff. There's probably 100 different ads in that. Companies paid them to advertise in print.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah. Well, actually, now the magazines are just all ads.
I don't even get them anymore.
I was looking at one yesterday. There he is.
Once in a while, I think I bought a Van Halen magazine about 2 years ago. Just once in a while, you know, you got to follow your girlfriend or your wife around in the grocery store, and I hate doing that. But you'll see the magazine aisle, and you'll say, "Go on and get whatever. I'm gonna just look at the mags." So you end up buying a magazine.
Mm-hmm. It's called the internet now, J Beebs one is saying. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
The internet.
Zimm's Guitars.
Zimm's Guitars, Quentin James.
Hey!
Quentin, how you doing?
Quentin!
I heard that Zimm's Guitars is doing a top 10 reasons or top 10 ways they want to see Quentin James die. Is that what's going on?
Honestly, to make a list like that, we'll probably have to wait until after you're dead. Unfortunately, we're sorry about that.
That would just be some quality comedy there.
Yeah.
Along with the Jeff Beck. Anyway, I'll leave you with a quote from the great poet.
Okay, these guys missed the comedy show that was last night.
Well, I'll leave you with a quote from the great poet R2, R3 Locking Nut. What the?
All right, Quentin. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Quentin.
Okay. Quentin James. Should I share his phone number with everybody for fun?
Sure.
Okay.
I share my phone number with everybody. My number's down there. By the way, we're getting text messages.
Quentin James has a YouTube video, YouTube channel.
Oh, man.
Check out that. Quentin's like, sure, share it.
R2. Wait, this is the guy he just left the quote from. R2, thank you so much. Yeah, the poster. Yeah, we talked about this before, Michael.
Yeah.
Yes, the poster. The poster from that was this one.
Oh, the shark. Yeah.
The shark.
Okay.
And then
So
that
was asking about a lady in a Van Halen bra. What's the story about a lady in a Van Halen bra?
I think he's talking about the that pay-per-view. On the pay-per-view, there was somebody out in the audience that was wearing like a Van Halen bra, and I remember they spotlighted her. They showed her on the big jumbotron. So
Naz needs to ask Quentin if he's gonna be buried with a bottle of ketchup or one of his guitars.
Oh my gosh.
Who?
What?
Quentin James, is he going to be buried with a bottle of ketchup or one of his guitars?
From what I hear,
inside joke that I'm not.
Right, it's an inside joke. Supposedly, what I heard is that he puts ketchup on everything he eats.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. He even puts ketchup on his ketchup.
Yeah, so everybody check out that Molson amphitheater concert. That seems like it. I've never seen that. I'm kind of I think tomorrow when I'm in the store, I'm going to search for that. I'm put it on YouTube, and I'm going to just let that thing play all day.
Oh, it's great, man. It's great. I can actually. I'll show some. What do you call it? I'll show just some stills from it.
415 number.
Let me see. Here we go. I'll show you guys some. Wait, is that the
No,
one?
it's a 502 number. Quentin has a 502 area code.
502. Okay. I'll show you guys some. Again, I'll put a link. Or who in there has a wrench? Does anybody here have a wrench? Amanda, if you can, find the links to like the Molson Amphitheater show, the Road Rules Van Halen, and you can throw some links into there. Into the chat. I will put them down below though later. But here's like some stills from like the Molson Amphitheater.
Oh, nice.
So, oh yeah, the guitar solo was awesome, man. And that's back when he was still playing the
Music Man.
He was still playing the Music Man, but it had the logo taped off. So
because he's
So
already
you
starting
couldn't-
to work with Peavy.
he had already, yes, he was already working with Peavy. So if you look at some of these other
Because
shots
basically
here.
the story I heard is Music Man was producing his guitars, but they couldn't keep up with demand. And Peavy, and so Eddie was working with Peavy on his amplifier, the 5150, and the Peavy guys were like, "Bro, no problem. We can make hundreds of those things." So he decided to move over to Peavy because they could build the guitars and meet the demands of people.
Oh, there
them
she
on
is.
orders.
Oh, that's her right there. See the Van Halen.
Hi, caramba.
There you go.
Oh, that's
There
an
you go.
hour and 42
This
minutes.
really
That's
did
the
turn
whole
into
show.
pay-per-view.
Okay.
Everybody remember 1 hour 42 minutes. Okay.
Hey, now the
Yeah.
guy standing behind her, looking up at the audience, he seems to be totally enthralled involved in this concert.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got a little pound cake going on right there with the drill.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. There
There
she
you go.
is.
Yeah.
Guy wearing a wife beater right in front of her.
Look at this guy.
Holy smokes.
He's like, "Ah!"
Yeah. They have such a great fan base.
Oh, yes.
No, everybody just, yeah, we all love that band.
I mean, this was such a great time, man. I mean, for a lot of you guys that were born afterwards or got into them later or whatever. I mean, to be able to go and see them live, like some of us did.
Can you zoom in on that guitar a little bit?
It's still
Yeah.
Ernie Ball. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that one looks jet black, right?
yeah, that's a different one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was still playing the Ernie balls, but then also there should be some parts in there where he's playing Peavies.
And
Or
what
at
was their
least one.
tuning? Were they half step down, like E-flat tuning during most of this album? Or do you know
Couldn't
if they
tell
were
you.
full step down or E-flat or standard tuning? What did they do on that record?
Well, we can ask the chat that because I would think a lot of it would have been. Hey, Jeremy Hefner. Jeremy, great to see you, man. He's a huge fan of the PV Wolfgang and Jeremy actually called me right after we did the show with Jim DeCola, and he was like, "Johnny, that was the greatest show ever, man. That was the greatest." Okay, I'm not seeing. I know he played PV at some, or maybe it was earlier. I know he was playing PV, but I can actually show you. I actually have some stuff here to show as well. Like, look at this. I got this. This is something. Jeremy's gonna pass out when he sees this, actually. Okay, so if you went to your local music stores back then, 95, 96, if they were a PV dealer, you actually had these things called PV monitors.
Cha-ching!
Oh, there you go, man. Okay, you got one. Look at this. Mine's in plastic, though. I stuck mine in plastic the day I got it. Never looked at. I used to have like hundreds of these things because I would go to the stores. I'd grab them all and just leave.
Oh, I grabbed one.
I would grab piles and piles of them. This one, again, subscribe to the channel. Watch this show on Tuesdays. Might be a possible future giveaway. Okay.
Dakota Barrett, he answered my question. The record was standard tuning. Live, they tuned
okay.
it flat.
Oh, okay. Okay. Piper. Michael.
Yes.
Do you have this one too?
Somewhere. Yes, somewhere. I don't have it within hand's reach right now, but I do have it, yes.
Look
I
at
got
that.
all of them. Yeah.
Put away. Ever since, put away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another one too. Let me see. Actually, I've got this one. This is promoting the you know, the amp.
Yeah.
You know, it has all that.
Oh yeah.
So there's this one, and this stuff was all free, you guys. You could go into record or guitar stores back in the day. You could just grab all this stuff off the
yeah,
and they didn't care, you know. But okay, so going back to Balance, during the Balance album, during the tour, they debuted the 212 combo.
Yep.
As well. So if you guys remember, there was an ad. Okay, there you go, man. Yeah. There you go. And these are more of the flats. But again, subscribe to the channel because we might be doing a giveaway of one of these in the future. Look at this. These are like promotional, just like flats. And it talks about the album. Or not the album.
The thing about that amp is it was so heavy. I mean, the guys nowadays don't want to carry them around. But if you had roadies lugging your stuff around, Eddie used to warm up with that combo amp backstage before shows and stuff. That was his little backstage warm-up amplifier, and it took 2 guys to carry it.
They were heavy. Yeah.
Well,
I had one 4 or 5 years ago. I had one,
and luckily the one that I had actually had wheels on it. Somebody put casters on it, so I just rolled it around. Yeah, it was heavy. It was heavy. Okay. So during the Balance tour, they debuted these amps, and it depends on how many times you saw them. I saw them on this tour, I want to say 3 times. Yeah, I did. I saw them in Oakland, California. And that was a show where Eddie accidentally had a gun in his bag, and they detained him at the airport. So the show was postponed. Mm-hmm. So I saw them I saw them in San Jose. I saw them in Oakland. And then I saw them in Mountain View. So I saw them 3 times on this tour. But I remember during the later show, that's when he would have like stacks and stacks of these combos up on stage.
Yeah. He had them sitting on top of a 412.
All set up. So what he would do is he would use the combo for the clean tone. So you noticed he did a lot of like clean stuff.
Yeah.
Especially during his live solo. If you remember when he would play 316.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? Actually, they showcased this on that Molson Amphitheater show, the pay-per-view, where he would play 316. It would be a video. Yeah, on the Jumbotron, it would be a pre-recorded video of him playing it on the Music Man, and then he would solo along to it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So he would be soloing along to himself. But,
they just had a little rig rundown in here. I just freaking seen it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sure I'm pretty sure Eddie was carrying the gun around because Mitch Malloy kept.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding.
I don't think you knew him yet, but. There you go, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. So it's got the regular amps, and then it's got the combos on top of the cabinets.
That's a rig right there, man.
That is.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine having that being able to plug into that? How much fun that would be?
Oh shit.
Oh, that'd be great.
And that was the wet dry. That was when he was doing the wet dry, wet too. You know, a dry cabinet in the middle, and then left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Wet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's really when he started doing that live, I think.
Yeah.
The live setup, because you always kind of heard that on the records, you know. I mean, later on during the Hagar years, especially, or actually maybe starting with. Well, anyway, that's a whole other thing, but. Anyway, the tour was awesome. The songs. I don't know. Do you have Michael? Do you have that songbook there?
Yep.
MPN. Oh, I'm getting tweets. Thank you so much, man. So the tunes the tunes, man. Those are in order, huh? I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Here, let me take a photo of that real quick, just so I can see the song listings.
Okay.
So I can just look from here. Okay. So
What year
Seven
was it that the
Seal.
Van Halen guys went down and played at the Whiskey A Go Go and caused pretty much the whole city of Hollywood to close down because of so much chaos down there. What year was that? Was that 95 or 96?
Was that then? This was then.
Mm-mm.
What? No,
it was
that
before
was
that. It was 93.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
That was 93, and that's when they recorded
Yeah.
the music video for Dreams, which was a release
Mm-hmm.
for the Right Here, Right Now live record.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing about that the night before and like wanting to go. But the thing is, I would have been too young to even get in. I couldn't even gotten into the thing.
Mm.
And I think people were like sleeping outside like the day before, so you couldn't get in anyway. And if you guys saw that music video, there's two versions of it. There's one version where it's just the band. Then there's another version that has all the news reports from that day.
Yeah.
With all the fans running around outside and interviews with them talking to the band inside and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had the live bootleg. I had a bootleg to that actual show. And they actually played Dreams a couple times because they were filming the video for it. So Sammy actually says, we're going to play this song again because we're filming a video, you know. So you got to hear it twice. Yeah. Man, that was such a great time, man.
And that was the day, back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, to be a fan of this band and to be around during those times and it was so exciting. There was no internet, so you really didn't know anything. Everything was a surprise and shocking and whatever and it's just so different now. I mean, it's great.
The entertainment value of it was just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for the new albums to drop and all that.
Mm-hmm. Going to the stores and getting the magazines with the stuff, with the info that might have been from 3 months ago, but it was new to you. And
Yeah.
you know, yeah. 0812 in the chat is saying he had AOL in '95. I remember walking out of that first Balance tour, or walking out of that first show. Actually, no, it would have been later. They came out with it would have been one of the last shows. It would have been the last show on that tour I went to where they had a tour book, because all the picture photos in it were from earlier in the tour. And I remember walking out of Mountain View, Shoreline in Mountain View, California, and looking at the back of the tour book, and it said look up Van Halen online, and it had a website. And I remember thinking, website? What's this? I got to check this out. You know, it was like Warner Brothers. You know, it was a Warner Brothers site. It was back when Van Halen's site was hosted by Warner Brothers. It was before Van Halen had their own site.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, MH5150 is saying, yeah, first Van Halen tour with internet. Yeah. Yeah, man. Jeremy says he has that tour book. Mm-hmm. That was crazy. But let's see. You guys smash that thumbs up. And again, we're giving away. You guys got to be in the chat. We're giving away an autographed Steve Rosen, Neil Zlozower. Technically, I mean, I'm calling it a postcard. It's like a promo card from the event we were at, the Steve Rosen Tonechaser book event. So we're gonna spin and give this away. But I'm thinking maybe we'll give one of these away too. So this is actually from 1990, should be 96.
Mm-hmm.
It's an actual PV 212 combo flat or whatever. So we'll give one of these away as well. So, but you got to be in the chat and you got to say something in the chat and you have to be subscribed.
It seems like we've had a lot of people in the chat. Can you read the number of chats we've had so far? Or do you have that?
Yes,
stat?
I can. Let's see. The number of chats we've had so far is, well, I know I can read it later. It tells me later on. No, I can't. I can't read. Later on, I can. Or wait. No. I get an email later on. It tells me everything.
Some guys in the chat, they don't want to just win the flat ad poster. They want to actually win the amp itself. Wouldn't that be neat?
I had one. I sold it to a friend of mine to get what I currently use now, a Fender amp.
I had one in my old store, and I left it right by the front door of the store, and guys would come in, they'd reach down, they'd go and try to lift it, and they're like, oh my God, it's so heavy. And I'm like, yeah, but plug it in and play through it. And finally some guy came in, and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you have this. And the weight of it didn't make any difference. He needed it. He knew what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't believe he found one. And I let it go for like $450 or something. It was cheap.
Dang.
Yeah.
He jumped on it. Second he saw it, he played through it for like 3 minutes, and he just was like, oh, dude, I want this.
Mm-hmm. It was a great amp. I had one too. Oh, I had one too. Because I have, it's not right here, but I have the half stack, the original. This
I kind of slightly remember that people didn't really like the clean channel out of it, but who cared about the clean channel anyhow, right?
The clean channel on this amp really wasn't clean because it shared a channel with the first overdrive channel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it was like the same channel. Yeah. It was the same channel.
That's when they changed it to the 2. They worked on the
there you go.
They worked on the clean
look
channel.
At that.
They had separate EQs, and then I think it had its own dedicated preamp tube or something. I can't remember, but the 2, the clean channel was cleaner on that one, and it gave you a foot switchable crunch on the clean channel. You could have clean or crunch, and then the lead channel, and then two sets of presence and resonance. So,
but the 2 came out later, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking the 2 was more promoted during the Van Halen 3 era. That's what I'm thinking.
No, I think it was before. It was before that.
Was it before that?
Yeah, it was before that.
What was it?
I bought that when it come out. What was that? It was late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember what year it actually was.
I'm thinking it was like 97. I'm thinking it was after Balance. It was in between Balance and Van Halen 3.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Jeremy Hefner got it. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
The 5152 was 1998 Van Halen 3 era. That's what I thought.
Really?
That's what I thought. Because I remember seeing in the magazines. This is when I was living in Miami working with Desmond Child. I remember seeing the ads for the FUTONE 52 and the PV 5150, the flat top, because that was like Eddie was really using the PV special guitars.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I remember seeing those. But let's see how we doing on time. We got 64 people watching. You guys, welcome. Smash that thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button, because we're giving a couple things away here, and you have to be subscribed to the channel. And if you like Van Halen, why not be subscribed to the channel? Right?
Oh, show.
Jeremy saying Eddie's hair was longer in the ads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 97 era. 97. Actually, I've got...
Seemed like when those guys dropped a new album, they would get all cleaned up, ready for its release, right? They'd all shave and get haircuts and stuff.
Look at this.
I remember the promos for 5152.
Yeah, I wasn't going to show this. I mean, I just happened. You guys can't see. There's a box there. I've got like a huge box of like all this stuff. I wasn't going to show this, but since you guys mention it, okay. So if you go back to okay, now we're talking about the '98. In '96, Van Halen put out that Greatest Hits album. The shirt that Dana's wearing, actually, right? Best of Volume 1. So when they put that, where'd you get that shirt, by the way? Is that official?
I have no idea where I got this thing. It's floating around somewhere. I saw it and grabbed it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's cool. So in 96, they were promoting the best of.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I got one too.
Oh, you got one too?
Oh, you got one too.
Where'd you guys get those?
Yeah. Oh, I got one too. I don't remember.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Probably a music store. I don't know. I don't remember where I got it.
Probably. I don't know. So anyway, so in 96, after Balance, and we're still going to go back to Balance. We're going to talk about the songs and stuff. But in 96, they had the Greatest Hits. So Van Halen, Sammy was out. So really, it was Edward and Alex that did a lot of the promotions for the Greatest Hits. So this is a magazine. I don't know if anybody I've never seen another one of these. I bought this brand new back in the day, Tower Records. It's called Magazine. And it says Van Halen, December 96. So this was the era. This was after Balance. And they were starting to work. They were doing the Greatest Hits. Dave was coming back. And look at this is pretty cool. Look at this. Here's a photo of Edward's hand holding one of those metal guitar picks that he was using at the time. Look at that.
Huh.
So he was using metal picks. And then, let's see. I'll just go ahead and show some of these real quickly here.
Those things had to be a little bit rough on your strings.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. 3 Men and a Maybe.
Huh.
So this was kind of in between Dave Lee Roth and actually no, this was right when they started working with Gary. So 96.
Yeah.
The very end of 96 they started working with Gary Sharon because it mentions Gary's name in here. I just saw it.
Oh.
Hey, I was watching the other YouTuber that does the ridiculous reverb listings, and there's a pack of PV, Eddie Van Halen 9 through 42 strings on reverb right now for $120 bucks.
120 bucks, dude.
Yeah,
I've got a whole bunch of the packs of the Kramers.
Oh, dude, those are worth money. I don't know if it's sold because it made the ridiculous reverb listings, but
let me see. Okay, anyway, that's pretty cool. That's something I have.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Huh, Van Halen. Oh yeah, we were talking about that last week. Let's see. Can
you go back to last week's, and do you have some of that where you can show Cheech with Eddie and talk about that for another 5 minutes or so? In case some of you guys weren't watching last Tuesday. It was really kind of interesting. I thought that was really informative.
Oh, that was
never happened.
That was awesome. Let me see. Do I even have that card? Where's that card? I'm looking for it. I had to delete the card that I used. Actually, I'll just do this. Here, it's on here right now. Yeah, if you guys missed last week's show, check it out. I'll put a link to it in the chat there. But man, that was a week ago.
Basically, they did a show, and Cheech from Cheech and Chong sat in with Eddie. They did a show together. Yeah. So
it was a benefit. It was a benefit for, I think it was the Malibu emergency room is what it was for.
Yeah.
And they basically played a collection of some of Cheech's songs. They played Wild Thing, which I think was the beginning of why they even played Wild Thing with Sammy Hagar. Because this was actually before Sammy Hagar. I think. Yeah, this was 85.
Teacher's like, hey, man, we need to do, we got to do Wild Thing, man. It's just A to B, back and forth. And that was my very poorly done impersonation of Cheech. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, it's blurry. There you go. But yeah, Van Heyman is what they were calling themselves.
Hey,
and Valerie Bertinelli actually introduced them. There's a live audio.
Organized it or did a lot of that. But how much fun would that have been to be there?
Oh, that would have been awesome.
And that was right around the same time of 95, 96, wasn't it?
No, that was 85.
Oh, good. Man. What is wrong?
That's back when you actually were 28.
What is wrong tonight?
Let me actually find the link to that show. That was actually a great show. Let me find, that was only a week ago. Here, let's throw this shareable.
Yeah, I went to a concert. I had to cut out halfway through our show because I went and saw a concert.
That's right. How was it, by the way?
It was awesome. There was probably about 80 to 100 people there. And Greg had his son on drums. And the kid played great. And if he didn't say, "This is my son on drums," nobody would have thought twice about it. And they didn't have a bass player. He had a keyboard player. So the guy was on a Hammond organ, and he did all the bass parts on his keyboard.
What band was this?
It was the Greg Koch band.
Oh, okay.
Greg Koch.
Okay.
Who's another YouTuber and does a lot of stuff with Wildwood guitars. And, yeah, legendary telly player.
Yeah. You always see him.
To get in. I'm like, and it was 5 miles up the road. I'm like, I have to go to that. 5 miles up the road.
And it was a great show.
It was really fun. Now there wasn't any singing going on and stuff, so it was just him showcasing his guitar skills. Again, the keyboard player kind of blew me away. I didn't stand out in the crowd. What I do when I go to small bar gigs like that, I go around to the side of the show and I kind of sneak in and I kind of watch it from the side of the stage. And I was over on the keyboard player side of the stage, and I was just really blown away by this keyboard player that he takes around. Yeah. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And because there wasn't any singing in the songs, they did a lot of fusion style things, but then they would go to an old school bluesy thing. And that's the ones that I really like. They would do some slow blues, and he would just do all kinds of telly tricks over some slow blues. And it was really good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Come here. Oh, if you guys haven't left a thumbs up yet, now is the time to leave that thumbs up. Look at that. Look at that. How can you not?
Guys, I actually got a new cat because my girlfriend forced me to get a new cat. But we found a new cat, and it's an orange cat, and it's a male, and it's big. But tomorrow is the big day for the kitty.
Snip. Oh, snip.
Tomorrow's the big snip day for my poor cat. I'm like, don't do that to him. His name's Oliver.
I'm going to cover his ears.
I got an orange cat named Oliver.
You didn't hear that, Ned.
Snip. I'm like, don't do that. No, you got to do that. A male cat will do this and piss all over the place, and you got to do it. And I'm like, nah, just let him be a cat.
Yeah, but what they do, is it'll pee all over your house.
I know.
Yeah.
No, we're doing the right thing, but
and your cat will pee on the door. That means you'll have to go over and pee on it. It's nonstop peeing everywhere.
Ned get the snip? Did you snip the Ned?
Ned was already snipped.
Oh, okay.
When we got him, he had already had the snipping. Jeremy Hefner, dude, you want me to show these? Right on. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jeremy. Check this out really quickly. If you guys never saw this, this is new. This is new to you. It's the Balance Tour Book.
Oh, cool.
Look at that. 95, 96. We'll just scroll through some of those. You might want to just, yeah. There we go. You might want to pause the. You guys are going to have to watch this back on replay and pause to see some of these photos. I remember they actually came out with a calendar at around the same time. So the calendar was like kind of similar. Each band member. Dang it. Wow. Yeah. Actually, yeah, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one where at the very back it says Van Halen online.
Yeah, after tomorrow I'll need to rename the cat. You're probably right about that.
Rename him Snipped?
Yeah. Snippy or something.
That sounds like a good poll, actually. Let's how many people are in here? 60? 65? Should Dane snip the
Now,
cat?
not me personally. I'm not going to get snipped. I'm too damn old already.
There we go.
My
You're too old to
cat.
get snipped?
The cat. Snipperdoodle. There we go.
Snip. There we go. Okay. Poll in the chat. Right there for you guys. We got how many people in here? 63. 63,
And you know what?
guys.
There's a. I'm in my shop right now, but 2 doors down, there's actually an animal hospital. But my daughter, who works at a dog grooming, she's a dog groomer. She's like, no. There's this guy, and he'll come by in his van, and it's a mobile pet van kind of thing. So our poor cat's gonna get snipped in a van. Like, no, I think we should take it to the animal hospital. No, Dad, don't worry, man. It's cheap and it's in a van. And oh God.
Oh no.
Poor cat.
Oh man.
Poor cat.
Snipping the cat in the
back of the van.
Come on. Okay, so
I
should
can
Dane snip the
understand
cat? Most people are saying you should.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm outvoted. I know it's the right thing to do, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what you want to do, I think. You know, it'll be happy. It'll be happier. Van Halen.
I know. Dumb and Dumber are going to be in the back of a van. Snipping the...
Is that what they did in that movie?
No, they were groomers, wasn't they?
They were washing the cats.
Yeah. They were groomers or something, wasn't they? Because they had that damn dog van.
Mm-hmm. Dog fans. Okay. Let me see. We got 66 entries for the giveaway. What time is it? Let's say in about 10, 15 minutes, we'll do a couple giveaways. So you guys, you got to be subscribed to the channel. You got to be subscribed. And you got to say something in the chat. You'll be entered to win this Stephen Rosen Book Soup card signed by Steve Rosen and Neil Zlozower, photographer. So we're going to spin for that, and we're also going to spin for this. This is a 5150 212 PV combo. What literature, I guess, is what you would call this. Mm-hmm. So this as well.
That's right. Mutts and Cuts. They had the big van that had the big floppy dog ears.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Mutts and Cuts.
Van down by the lake.
Are you guys still voting? They are. People are still voting. Look at that. Yeah, it looks like you need to get the cat snipped.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want. Okay. All right. Here, let me show this. This is something else I was gonna show you guys. Thanks to the internet, with places like YouTube, where we are live, which, by the way, if you'd like to help support this channel, you can do so with super chats. Where's the video? Right there. Super chats help support the channel, support the show. And the cool thing about a super chat on this channel is it changes the color of my lights. If you're like, Johnny, like, what are you talking about? Like, that makes no sense. These lights back here, these are magic. I mean, they're guitars, so they're magic anyway. But these lights will change in real time with any donations, any super chats towards the show. Hey, EVH Art Guitars, welcome to the channel. Let's see, what else? I didn't say all this stuff earlier. We're live on Facebook, Johnny Beane TV Facebook page, where we have Facebook stars. You can help donate towards the channel. We're live in the Van Halen group, exclusively Van Halen at 62,000 members. We're live in the EVH Gear Fans Live group, EVH Gear Fans Live page, Johnny Beane TV group also. We are live. You guys, we're live. We're also live on Twitter at Johnny Beane. So tweet me, follow me on Twitter. That would be awesome.
So Johnny, I did the video, over the weekend because Philip McKnight brought in his brand new.
Thank you, 812.
What do they call it? Badlands Guitar Company, right, guys? Are you guys all caught up on that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll go first since Michael has no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
No.
Well, basically, what happened is Philip McKnight and then the other YouTuber, the Tone King.
Tony King.
And he's been doing videos as long as you have, Johnny. I mean, you guys are like the godfathers of YouTube. You guys have been on here for so long. Well, these two guys teamed up with some other guys, and they started their own guitar brand. It's called Badlands Guitars.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided they're all American-made stuff. ET5150 saying overpriced. But it's all American-made stuff. And they're trying to put together their first model that they put together. Hey, you're getting some lights changed. Is pretty much a super strat that you could have found, more or less a really cool super strat from about the early 80s era, so you got the bridge that only dives down. It's not a full floating bridge. And you got a cool 80s kind of hair metal kind of graphic on it. So and they decided to only build 50 of them. And they sold out in like 3 days. And they were a little worried that they wasn't going to sell out. And Philip, he actually brought in the Philip McKnight prototype of this guitar, and he let me do a video. And he's like, just have fun. And he was telling me how much work over the last 2 years they've put into this. And the guy that does all their social media, to the guy who painted it, just where they get the pickups and who's doing the wiring. There's so much going into building and all the permits and licensing fees and everything that they do. And I'm like, Phil, you sure you want to let me do a video on this? Because I might screw all this up for you. And but he's like, no, just have fun with it. So. Yeah, fortunately, my video did pretty good at around 5,000 views or something it's had now. And
wow.
So yeah, you know, guys are saying, oh, it should have had stainless steel frets. It should have had a full floating Floyd. It should, but in 1982 or 83, they weren't putting stainless steel frets on guitars. So they're trying to make it accurate to that era to appeal to a certain group of people, right? And I'm not a spokesperson for the for Badlands guitars, but McKnight is a good friend of mine. He drops in here a lot. And he was even in my store one night. What was that, about 2 years ago now, where Laz was in my store and McKnight showed up and we were all live streaming with you guys. You remember that night, Johnny, a couple years ago? Yeah. So it just felt good that I was able to help him out and I didn't destroy his new brand that just came out. And so it was a lot of fun. But I went on Dave's guitar channel last night, and those guys were kind of putting me through the ringer on why this and why that and why the price and blah, blah, blah. And not that I'm a spokesperson for their company by any stretch of the imagination, but it's kind of weird that, and then if you go on Reverb right now and look for an early 80s USA made guitar, there's hardly any of them that are under $2,500. And the ones that are under $2,500, I mean, they need fretwork and, you know, they're pretty much worn out. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of fun that I was able to get involved in that. Apparently, the Tone King put my my video on his Instagram account and shared it to a lot of people. So I feel pretty cool that they involved me in that. So yeah, and I know a couple of guys have bought them. A couple of guys that are in your chat and that we've seen. Tim Thomas, I think, bought one.
Tim Thomas?
Yeah, Tim Thomas bought one, and I think Brian S. bought one. But we're going to start hearing about the guys that have bought those guitars. And I asked Phil when he came in here Sunday. Now, you know it's a cool guitar because McKnight, sometimes he'll drop off a guitar for me to look at. When he first got his PRS Silver Sky SE, before they were available to the market, he brought one of those in, let me look at it. And he left it here for like a month or something. But he came back 2 days later. He came back Sunday to pick up his prototype. So he didn't let me hang on to it for a month or two, because I was really thinking that when we did the show tonight, I'd have it right here on my lap. But no, because he dropped it off Friday and then he picked it up Sunday. So, I mean, that kind of tells you right there that he thinks this is a cool guitar and he wasn't going to let me set noodle on it, you know, for a month or something. So, yeah, he's already come back and picked it up.
So he has it. Well, that's great, man.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's great. Maybe I'd love to try one at some point. I saw it. I mean, I saw the video you did with it, and I saw, you know, the video that he did with it and everything, and it really looks like a really cool guitar from, you know, from that era. You know, from the paint job to the pickups that are in it to the tremolo and all that. And that's congratulations that it's sold out.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Let me see. And hey, Dave Lucy, I'm getting your messages. I'm trying to find that actual post so we can talk about that. I think that's on Instagram. Okay, our friend Dave Lucy sent me a message. The comment's been deleted. Okay. Well, I won't announce that then, because maybe it's not real. Maybe it's a rumor. Okay. Anyway.
I know, that's right. I should have asked McKnight for $500 to review his guitar. Because I got that Glary. You remember the Glary last month where Glary's like, oh, we want to send you a guitar if you do a video. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
I happened to tell McKnight a month ago, hey, Glary got a hold of me and they're going to ship me a guitar. And, you know, did you say, yeah, you should ask for $500 to do that? I was worried about asking for money to do a review on my channel, right? And McKnight's like, dude, you should have asked $500. And then when he was in here, he called me out. Did you ask for $500 to do that Glary video? And I was like, no, I was afraid that they would just like ignore my email, you know? Yeah, Henning would have asked for money. I was just happy to get a guitar.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. 817 is asking, what was that magazine I held up? That was, it's called Huh Magazine, December 96. Has Van Halen in it. And this was right before Van Halen 3 era. So they're kind of talking about Gary and like before all that. It's very cool.
Well, a lot happened there in 2 years.
Janice is saying that she got a Glary last night, and I'm just wondering how long it's going to be until you get a red Glary with the red stripes going across there like a clone. How soon is it going to be until you get a clone of the Badlands? It's going to be a Gladlands Glary clone.
Gladlands. Let's see. Oh, 817, you're welcome. And our friend Gino sent something really cool. Here's my cool balance swag. Wait, this is yours? Wait, Gino, you own this? This is awesome. It looks like he has what do you call it? Album what do you call it? Testing what do you call that? Like that's like a print of like the Japanese like CD.
Oh.
You know, where they test the colors and everything. And it's signed. Yeah. Dude, that's incredible, man.
BMH5150 is asking, which single was Crossing Over the B-side for? The B-side to?
I can tell you. Huh? Do you want me to tell you? You're asking us?
Yeah, he's asking a question. What B-side was that?
That was the B-side for Can't Stop Loving You. I had the cassette, the single, as they called them back in the day. The cassette and the CD. And so you could get Crossing Over. Test pressing. Gino, thank you so much. That's what that was. That's yours, man? That's awesome, dude. That's incredible. Yeah, so Can't Stop Loving You, if you got the single or the CD single, the B-side was a song called Crossing Over, which Sammy wrote the lyrics about a friend of his that had committed suicide. So it was a pretty serious tune. But the music itself is Eddie got the Ripley guitar out, and basically you listen to it with headphones, you hear, the guitar panning back and forth, and then it has two sets of drums. It has the demo version with Edward playing the drums. So if you listen, you'll hear drums in the background of like one of the sides. That's Eddie on drums, and then Alex on drums for the main part. And it's a pretty heavy tune. It has like, I think there's like synthesizers in it, and the guitars and a lot of bass and stuff, and again, a really much heavier direction the band was going in before it all just ended.
Mm-hmm.
Confirmed? Wait, Dave, Lucy, did you confirm it? Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Van Halen Links is talking about this too. Well, Okay, well, okay. Suppose if you guys can find it, let us know. But supposedly, Sammy left a comment on Instagram. Somebody asked Sammy, because Sammy posts to Instagram all the time, and somebody asked him, "Hey, when are you guys gonna remaster 0812 and 5150, like the earlier records?" Apparently, Sammy commented back saying they're working on it. They're gonna release. He left a comment saying that, and again, this is. I mean, anybody could have photoshopped that, but Dave Lucy is saying somebody else saw that and then they deleted the post. But it looks like a possible. But I think they had already remastered the stuff in Japan before. Like I've known people that have said, "Oh, I've got the Japanese pressing of the albums and they sound way heavier." What was that, Dave? Oh, okay. Yeah. So it looks like some sort of possible remasters of the early Hagar records, supposedly.
So don't we have a
Cool.
Eddie birthday coming up next couple of days, or did it just pass by, or when's Eddie's birthday?
When is
Thursday.
That? 20.
Thursday.
This Thursday. Yeah.
26th? 26th?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a big day, man.
You gonna go live?
I will do something. I mean, I'll just do something quick. I'll probably be going out of town that day, so I'll do some sort of tribute. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. It's so weird, man, because we talk about these albums and these tours and all this and it's just so weird how that was so long ago. A lot of this stuff and how things now it's just so different, But again, it makes you realize how lucky a lot of us were to be around for a lot of that.
It's true.
To go to those shows, to buy those records brand new, and a lot of that goes back even further than me. I mean, for you, Dane.
Yeah.
I mean, you bought the first record when it came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go way back.
I remember hearing Eruption when that first came out. And I also remember setting, I think maybe freshman year in high school in Columbus, Ohio. And it was a spring day or something. And I'm sitting in class and on the ground floor of our school and the windows are open. And some dude in his old Mustang or his old Chevelle or something was driving by. And back in the day, our car stereos were loud. And the dude's driving along in front of our school with Eruption just screaming out of his old Mustang or whatever kind of car he had. And I was hearing that going, holy shit, you guys hear that? And everybody in the classrooms going, wow, looking at this dude cruising his car, his old top hat, big tires on the back and everything. Yeah, it made quite an impact. It made quite an impact back in the day.
Wow, I can only imagine, man.
That was the coolest thing you ever heard when somebody. And yeah, we did that. We drove around with our car stereos at full volume.
Mm-hmm.
And the windows down. That was the thing.
I was doing the same thing, but like 15 years later or whatever.
We wanted people to hear us when we were driving around. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Well, now rappers do that with their own songs.
Oh yeah, the rappers by now in their but you just got the bass bends in your trunk and you're sitting there in an intersection and you hear this weird thing like, did I just have a blowout? What's going on? And then you see the guy next to you and his whole car's going.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Gino says I still drive around blasting Eruption in my Jeep.
I know. Yeah.
There you go,
That's
man.
cool. I believe it.
There it is. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let me show some of this really quick. We got 67 watching. We're 10 till. And again, we're gonna do a couple giveaways here. We're gonna give away a Steve Rosen, Neil Zlozower. I guess it's a postcard. I mean, it's just a promo card that I got from the Book Soup event. And if somebody could please put in the chat !Book Soup, that'll pull up the live video. I documented the entire thing. You can actually see them signing these. So check that out. So we're going to spin. We're going to give that away. And we're going to spin a second time and give away this PV 212 combo. It's like a literature thing. But going back to balance really quickly, you guys. Thanks to the internet, there's a lot of cool stuff that we've been able to see over the years. And one of the things is the actual electronic press kit for the Balance album. So I'm just going to show you some stills.
Building your online business?
Whoops. I guess I'll show you a commercial.
Online
yes, I'm building an online
Hell
business.
no.
Hey, God. Let me just
Speaking
get
of
past
online businesses, you can go down in the description and look on Teespring. Get yourself some Johnny Beane merch.
You can. You can. Well, I don't know.
In the description below.
Is it Teespring? Or is it Sprung? Or I don't know what I'm using.
Teespring.
But it's quality. It's quality stuff. The T-shirts. Let me see. Where are we? I want to show the top of this. There we go. Stop sharing. Okay, here we go.
That was a big step in a YouTube channel when you finally can get a link for your Teespring stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's like your own little business website.
It's online business.
So in 1994, Warner Brothers put out this electronic press kit. I'll put the link in the chat so you guys can actually watch this on the actual channel. But it's basically it's a collection of interviews with the band. You got Sammy, you got Mike, you got Edward, and you got Alex. They're basically talking about the album Balance, what it means to them. I mean, they're joking around. I mean, it's classic Van Hagar. And again, for me, like I know Zimm's and maybe Michael, you guys, you guys probably got into the band way before I did. But for me, the Sammy Hagar era really is my era.
Right.
So 5150, 0812, Carnal Knowledge, Balance, it really is like that's when I was buying the records brand new. I was like hardcore Van Halen fan, by that point. Mm-hmm. And I loved it all, but this was really, my era. So to see stuff like this, it's really cool. Edward in the office there, above the studio.
Quilted maple top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Music Man.
Mm-hmm.
And what's actually cool about this footage is in that rack behind him, you see a couple striped Kramers that you actually never saw before. Let's see if we can find the still. There we go, like right there. Like you can see a Kramer back there. Look at that.
Huh.
Like for us, that's like just awesome.
Yeah. What is that? Where'd that one come from?
Yeah. What guitar is that?
The pointy headstock.
Yeah. Yeah. Pointy headstock there. I mean, if I really did some research, I could tell you exactly what that guitar is. I could tell you where it ended up. That's how much of a nerd I am when it comes to this stuff. But them actually recording that's actually them recording Seventh Seal right there. You know, in the studio. Yeah, if you guys never saw this, oh no, not another ad. All right, there we go. Check it out. I'll actually I'll put a link to the video. And wow, I left a comment on this video 8 years ago saying wow. But here, I'll put the.
It's like yesterday, doesn't it?
It actually was. That's actually when I first started doing these shows 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't quite feel like yesterday, but it does feel like the other day. Well, not really. It really doesn't.
Yeah,
but
it's been a long time.
A long time. But you guys, here you go. Here's a link to that EPK video. I want you guys to go over there and drop a comment saying Johnny Beane sent me. This is that video. If you haven't seen it, once we're done, we'll be done here in just a couple minutes. Jump over there, check it out, and drop a comment there saying Johnny Beane sent me. Because we like to promote this show.
John,
there you go.
Brian Hudson, Jon Stewart show has a great appearance with Van Halen of them rehearsing backstage.
Yeah. They're rehearsing, and he comes running through in a towel. I mean, it's common.
It is awesome.
And that was on TV. That was one of the segments actually before the show started, when the band was on for an interview in '95. Yeah, I saw that stuff brand new.
Yeah,
that was the time, man. You'd see that stuff. You'd record it on the VCR. You'd watch it again a million times. Next day, you'd tell your friends, "Hey, did you catch that show last night?" You know. Nowadays, it's like, "Yep, seen it." Now it's like, "Yeah, I saw that. Whatever. On to the next." Dude, it's crazy, man. Okay. All right.
Raz has been driving this whole time, watching his phone, out on the California freeways.
Watching your phone?
Yeah, he's watching us on his phone, texting, shooting emails to people.
Oh my gosh.
80
Be
miles
careful,
an hour
dude.
on a 80 miles
Be careful,
an hour on
man.
a California freeway.
I know. I've ridden with him. from to Hollywood and back. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't even talk about the songs.
No.
Let's just do that real quick, and then we'll spin. We'll go a few more minutes. We'll spin for the giveaway, you guys. All right, Seventh Seal. Actually, we'll do this. I'll say the song. I'll say the title. You guys both tell me your thoughts on the song, okay? Seventh Seal, the first opening track for Balance. Piper, what did you think?
Awesome. Like I said, when that hits, when, you know, the monks, and then when it hits, it's like Eddie's guitar seems like it's that freaking wide. You know, it's just awesome, I think.
Mm-hmm. Zims.
I don't know, man. I'd have to go back and give it another listen. I don't know. I listened to the radio hits, and I don't remember having the record. Yeah.
In the
I'm
chat.
not the person to ask.
In the chat, Seventh Seal, what did you guys think? I'll tell you really quickly, when I first heard it, I'm like, that's going to open the concert. I knew exactly. I'm like, that's going to be no lights. You're going to hear the monks, and they're going to break right in. That's the show's going to open, and that's exactly what they did. I knew it.
I know I've heard the song before, but right now I can't picture it. But I know, I mean, title track, you would think it's going to have to be brutal to be the title track or to be the first song on the CD. Yeah. You got to start off good.
Yeah, they did.
They did. And actually, I think it was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They actually had the monks on stage with them. So they actually opened the show with live monks. It's true. It's true.
Yep.
The official Rod Blackmore. Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
show.
Okay. Can't Stop Loving You. Michael, what did you think when you first heard that one?
Well, I mean, I love the song. Yes, it's just it was a more poppy. You know, it's not as heavy, as hard as a lot of the rest of, you know, the Seventh Seal or Don't Tell Me. You know, it's not as hard. It's more poppy, but I liked it. You know, I really liked the guitar solo in that song. I thought it was real cool.
Mm-hmm. Dane's trying to find it so he can hear it real quick.
Listen to it, but no, I mean, that one being a huge radio hit, I've heard it hundreds of times, and it's a good song. It's a cool song. It deserves to be on whatever greatest hits package they would ever put out. It deserves to be played live. And
But it was the next year.
Oh, yeah.
The shirt you're wearing.
Right.
It was on that. It was on that.
Biggest song on the album, wasn't it? Biggest song on the record. Probably most commercially successful song on the record.
But it might have been.
Yes. Yeah, it was. Well,
Yeah.
actually that's tough to say. I would think, well, let's first of all, let me just say, when I first heard, okay, we said Seven Seal. When I first heard Can't Stop Loving You, I was like, no, I was like, dang, because I had actually written a guitar thing very, very similar to like that main riff.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, crap. I can't use it now because they'll think I'm ripping this off. When in reality, I had written something very similar to it before I even heard it.
Uh-huh.
And maybe one of these days I'll play it for you guys. Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. I told you guys the story. I heard that in the car and was like, that's Van Halen. And as far as answering like the most like commercial tune, I think Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do was probably like the biggest one from that record from them, I think.
Really?
I would think. I don't know. What did you think, Michael, when you first heard?
Well, like I said,
Don't
I
Tell
remember it on the New Year's Eve, seeing it. And
The
just
music
the video,
Mhm.
the music video, and then
The guy get thrown in jail.
Yeah, but just Eddie standing there, you know, because it was just a different Eddie, you know, and just chugging, you know, and that open D, you know, that just chugging.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figured out that he wasn't even really palm muting. He was just sticking his little pinky in there, because it still had a little tone to it when on his chug, you know. He was just sticking his
He was
pinky
scraping.
in there,
He was
really
scraping the
palm
pick against the string down right above the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Is what he was doing. And I think he actually got the idea for that on the previous tour, because they would end the previous tour. They would end with Neil Young's what's the song? I just blanked.
Rockin' in Free World.
Free World. Yes.
Okay.
And so he's kind of going dun dun dun, dun. That's how he kind of played that. So I think he actually got the idea for that technique from playing that, and then the next record they released this.
Mm-hmm.
Amsterdam. What'd you think of Amsterdam?
It's different. I like the riff. It's different. It's different sounding. I don't know. I can't really. It's not really going nowhere here, but.
Did you see the footage of Edward in 1987 at 5150 playing Amsterdam, playing the riff?
Yeah, on the Charvel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool.
That's
riff.
pretty
It's
cool.
A little bit different sound, a little bit different song, or maybe I'm thinking. No, I'm thinking the next one is kind of different. Yeah. Yeah.
Big Fat Money?
Yeah, that's kind of a different song. Weird.
It's basically just blues. It's just a blues transition, and that's something that they always kind of played in concert, like when they were just joking around. They would kind of do like that type of thing, and I think they just turned it into a song, and so it I don't know. I remember when I first heard that one, I'm like, yeah, there could have been something else in there. I think.
Yeah.
Because, but I mean, it had that great like jazz-ish solo Edward did on it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was just different. Yeah, it was just
and then he was doing the tray table technique going into the solo and everything, and or whatever. I remember thinking, yeah, they probably could have put something else in there for that one. I think. Let's see, Not Enough.
No,
that was the one. That was the video where they're on top of the building.
They played on David Letterman. Yeah.
They played on Letterman, which I remember the day they did that.
Yeah.
I remember, and then seeing that night on Letterman. I remember watching that.
Yep. Seeing the advertising. Like I said, this was before internet, so you had to catch it on TV sometime. It was like staying up to watch David Letterman tonight.
You had to set your VCR. You had to tape it. You had to rewatch it. Talk about tell all your friends. Talk about that stuff.
Yeah, and at the end of it, after they played that, or no, before they played, David Letterman's he's looking over. I was like, Eddie, you might want to get some gear. Because he had like the combos and the 12
They had all those.
I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, Eddie, but
they had stacks of these combos back there. That's right.
Yeah, he had.
That's
all
right.
That
I remember
TV. That. Yeah, and David Letterman's like, I'm not trying to tell you how you do your job, but you might want to get some gear.
Man, Letterman was a great show, man.
Yeah, it was
I loved watching that show, and I remember, I had gone. You can actually see. Where is it? If I can find it, I can show it to you guys. Well, I'll put it in the chat. Let's just say that. Let's see. I remember the year before. Okay, there it is. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, he's leaving. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys. Okay, this has nothing to do with Van Halen, but it sort of does with the story I'm going to tell you. Okay, JQ is the end of that code. Okay, on my channel here, you can actually watch a video. This was my sister and I. We were outside the Letterman studio. Mm-hmm. So this was 1994. And if you watch this video, you actually see me standing outside next to a payphone. You'll see a guy in a jean jacket with long hair. That's me. Okay. Okay. So you'll see. Anyway. So I had hung out outside the Letterman studio for a couple days when I was in New York. That's what this video is right here. So you guys leave some comments on this video right here. Check it out. Okay. All right. Anyway, but my story is that I had been outside the Letterman studio like the year before. So I remember when I saw Van Halen on Letterman, I remember thinking, dude, I was right there where they would have walked in, where they would have walked into the studio, and that was, it was just cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Where's the right, we got to change the thing really quickly here. That's not it. That's the wrong show. I think it's that one. There we go. Okay. All right. We got a few more minutes, you guys. Let's see. Not enough. Aftershock. What did you think of that one?
That's where he kind of got the flanger on the main riff kind of deal. It's cool. It's not really a standout one to me, but it's cool.
Aftershock?
Yeah.
That's really where I think the balance, that's really where he brought the flanger back.
Yeah.
Because you would hear it on some of those songs, especially like Seventh Seal, you would hear the flanging going on, and then live, he really started using that flanger a lot, the MXR, where you didn't really hear it like the past couple albums at least. You kind of heard it on the Right Here Right Now tour when they brought back Unchained live. You heard it then. Like I'm saying though, I think a lot of the stuff they played during the Right Here Right Now tour, a lot of those ideas or things, ended up being presented on this record.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the guitar stuff and okay. All right. I could never pronounce this next song, man.
That's what I was waiting for you to say.
Can somebody in the chat pronounce that song for us? The instrumental?
Belitultherum. But anyways, I remember people talking about that to say, Eddie doing an instrumental, and it's like, it would just Eddie's idea of an instrumental was still a song and not just a lead fest for, say, like Mr. Scary. It was this actual still. You could have put words to it, and it would have been a song. I remember people talking about that. Yeah, I like it.
Belitultherum. How do you pronounce that? I can't pronounce it, but I can show you what it looks like. I can show you. That's what it looks like.
Oh, it's an actual thing.
It's an actual thing. Huh. Really quickly. Just got a call.
Wait a minute.
Hey.
It's Baluchitherium.
It's what?
Baluchitherium.
Baluchitherium. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, you ate one too.
Huh. Okay.
Thank you, man. Baluchitherium. I still can't even say it, but anyway, that's what it is right there. What did you think of that tune, man? I think you just told me. Instrumental, guitar, Edward Van Halen.
Still a song.
I mean, what else?
Said, it's not. It's just music, but it's still a song. It's not Eddie, just going off. You could have put words to it. It's an instrumental, but it's still a song. You know what I'm saying? Not like, say, Lynch's Mr. Scary. I mean, that's just a lead fest, where this was still a song.
It has a melody. There's a melody to it. There's, I mean, that's what made Edward. There. That's what made him, and everybody else, everything else. Because everything he did, there was a reason for it. And it could have had lyrics. It didn't have to have lyrics. Anything Van Halen, all Van Halen music stood up on its own, whether there's lyrics or not.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I mean, that was one of the great things. Still is a great thing about that music. Okay, Take Me Back. Okay, actually, there was a song we missed called Doing Time, which isn't in your book because there's no music for that.
I know nothing about that song.
Doing Time it's basically an Alex Van Halen drum solo.
Oh, is that the drummer? That's the drum. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Which Alex actually wrote from the previous tour, the Right Here, Right Now tour. He did a drum solo, but he also had some pre-recorded backing keyboard tracks. That was Alex on keyboards. They ended up kind of making that a song for this record that they called Doing Time. And it wasn't exactly the same, but it had some similar things to it.
Yeah, it was the lead to. It was the lead to into the
Belitultherum. Yes, it was. It was.
The whatchamacallit.
The whatchamacallit. Take Me Back, Deja Vu. Take Me Back, Deja Vu.
Acoustic style. I like that song. I really like that song. It's kind of got the little bit of chimes or something in the very beginning, kind of acousticy. I like
it. The wind chimes.
I really.
The wind chimes.
Song.
I like that one. I like that one too. And actually, that main riff, that acoustic riff that opens the track, that actually goes way back to their club days. They actually did it. They actually used to do a song in the clubs. Was it called No More Waiting? Was it? They actually did a song way back then where that was the intro to the song.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Huh. So Edward had reused the music all those years later. And then Feeling.
I like that song. The finger picking. Yeah. I actually learned how to play that part of that song. Yeah.
Wow.
I like that song. And I remember, I think they were live and Eddie was playing that. And I guess he had his eyes closed, and Sammy was like standing there beside him and went, like that, in front of Eddie because he was standing there playing it with his eyes closed. you know. I can't remember what concert it was, or was it on TV or something, or a snippet or something. But
might have
yeah,
been that pay-per-view, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
or the MTV one. Maybe the MTV one.
Maybe MTV. Yeah, I've seen it somewhere. But anyways, yeah, I really like that song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that one. And then the last one, Crossing Over, which isn't on that list, but
yeah. Well, I know nothing. I've never heard that song.
You've never heard that one? You're gonna have to hear that one.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to hear it. That's a cool one. Like I said, Edward actually played drums on that song as well. So when you listen to the song, listen with headphones, you hear another set of drums on the side. That's Edward playing drums.
Cool.
So there you go. Those are the tunes.
Yeah, and then the piano part before Not Enough, where what was it? Eddie was staying in somebody's condo or house and trashed an old piano. Yeah. Absolutely trashed.
Marvin Hamlish. He was staying, they were renting his beach house, and Eddie was trashing the piano. And actually at the time, what he was doing was he was recording music for this film called The Wildlife. This was back in 1983.
Oh, okay.
So you actually hear that more of that track in this movie. Believe it or not, you actually hear more of that of that track, and you actually hear a lot of stuff in The Wildlife that ended up being on this album.
Oh, cool.
You know, and the previous record as well.
I remember reading the interviews where he said he just absolutely trashed that piano or whatever. You know, I think so. You know.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, we got 61 watching. You guys smash that thumbs up. Smash it. Everybody, refresh your browsers. Let's see if we can get at least 400 views on this video before we end. We're going to end in a few minutes, but we're going to spin. Here we go. We're going to spin for this Book Soup. And if somebody could please drop ! Book Soup into the chat, it'll give you the whole video, the video stream I did. This is signed by Steve Rosen and Neil Zlozower. We're going to go ahead and spin for that. So here we go. Let's do it. Share screen. We're going to spin a couple times. We're going to give a couple things away. All right. Patty, thank you so much. There it is. Thank you so much, Patty. We got 74 entries. Look at that, man.
Cool.
Okay. Let me see. Is there anything I'm forgetting? I actually had a whole bunch of other stuff lined up to talk about tonight for this, but we can do it another time. Okay, giveaway winners. Here's the list. All right, here we go. All right, first winner tonight is for the for that. Here we go. The winner is Bryce Regal.
Congratulations.
Bryce Regal. Book Soup autographed card. Bryce, congratulations, man. There's a link down there, or a number, 415-952-3263. Text that number. Text the number. All right. I know Ned. Ned has to go outside, so we got to make this quick. All right. And then the next... Oh, crap. I'm recording that entire thing. Hang on. Everything I just said, my phone just said in my notes app. There. Okay. All right. We got that. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Next one. Next one, we're spinning for this. This is a 5150 212 combo literature, I guess you'd call it. It has a couple thumbtack holes in it, but you know, it's vintage. Okay, and it's legit. This is real. You can't get this stuff anywhere. Okay, we're gonna spin for this, and the winner for this will be. Here we go. Brooks. How do you pronounce your name? Round? Road? Round?
Round, yeah.
Brooks Round.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You're the winner. You win. You win, Brooks. You win this. So text that phone number, 415-952-3263. Tell me where to send this. I will be sending this to you. All right. Brooks Round, 5150 combo literature. Oh, come on. Brooks Round, 5150 combo literature. There we go. All right. All right. Whoa. Thank Dakota. Thank you for liking my tweets, man. Thank you so much. You guys, follow me on Twitter. Follow Michael Piper as well. Where do they follow you?
Instagram. Piper
Instagram.
03. Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
That's where I'm the most active, is Instagram. Yes.
There we go. Right on, man. I should find you on there real quick. There you are. I got you. Nightbot might have your link. I'm not sure, but here we go. There it is. You guys follow him on Instagram. There he is in the chat.
Give me a follow.
Give him a follow. Follow him. There he is. All right, you guys. We're out of here. Let's see. What's going on tomorrow? I'll see you. I'm going out of town tomorrow, so I'll see you guys tomorrow from somewhere. And then Thursday is Edward Van Halen's birthday. So I will see you Thursday with some sort of tribute video. Early Thursday. So, Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Dane, thank you, wherever you went.
Yeah, cool to hang out with you, man.
Yeah. Great to hang out. Thank you so much to our channel members. You guys are the best. Thank you for your continued support for this channel and these shows. Thank you for the super chats tonight, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys, there's some links in the chat, some other videos. Check those out. We've got 3,000 videos on the channel here, so watch another show. And I'll see you guys in the next show, probably tomorrow. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey, folks. Neil Zlozower here. Check out my good friend, Johnny Beane TV.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
But let me do one more. Where is it?
We're good Facebook friends.
Okay. Wait, where is it, though? The Johnny Beane TV.
It's YouTube, Facebook,
okay.
Twitter. It's everywhere.
Okay, let's do one more.
Okay. It's everywhere.
Hey, folks. Neil Zlozower here. Check out Johnny Beane TV on Facebook and YouTube. You'll enjoy it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Sammy.
What's up, dude?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. You
Hi,
want to film? You can film all you want, man. What do you want me to tell you in that camera? Hey, happy birthday to you, man.
Thanks. I'm Johnny Beane. I've met you a few times.
Johnny Beane?
Johnny Beane.
Oh, yeah, hey, Johnny Beane. Sammy Hagar here, man. Congratulations.
There you go.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Beane TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!